It really is a mouth-watering final then. The champions of France taking on the champions of Germany. Both teams with just so many stars. Craig, who's the favourite?
Well, I think Bayern are still favourites in most people's eyes, but it's going to be extremely close. Their biggest test so far, you would imagine, and they've had a few. But with the fitness, the back to fitness of Mbappe, with Neymar looking sharp, with Di Maria back in that side, they will be the favourites. But in the same sentence, I think PSG will be licking their chops, watching the chances that can be created against this Bayern side. And I think Bayern will hold their hands up and say, look, we give away chances. No, we do, and we play that high line, but we take a risk, and that's the way we play. And then it comes down to, Dan, we talked about it in yesterday's show, and Stevie in particular, and Frank saying Neymar, gets in some great positions, but hasn't been finishing teams off. Is this the occasion? The big occasion? The one that PSG brought him in for? Champions League final? Are we going to see him really, spark it off and finish these chances? Because they're going to get chances, PSG.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And that's what they'll hold their hat on. But I still think Bayern are favourites because of the all-round package of their team.
Craig mentioned there this high line that Bayern play, and we've talked about it a lot, Frank. Is there not an argument to say, well, maybe they need to address this, considering the pace of Mbappe and Neymar and the threat that they cause? Or is this just ingrained in this DNA of this Bayern side and they won't or can't change it?
I don't think they're going to change it. I think it's why we're going to see a fantastic final. I mean, we saw 4 fantastic quarterfinals because games were very opened up. But the 2 semifinals that we saw yesterday and today was with a slow rhythm, with more calculation of the tactic and how to cope with the situation. I think you have Bayern Munich who are sure that they have the good way of seeing the football with Flick. And Paris Saint-Germain, we need the position of the ball. We need to go forward, but to take their times to create something and then go fast. I think we're going to see many goals. I think we're going to see many opportunities. And I think Paris Saint-Germain can surprise Bayern Munich behind their defense because they play really flat. They don't look backwards. And when you have Mbappe and Neymar and you have the beauty of passing of Di Maria, I think for sure you're going to see something different and some trouble. Now they have Neuer in goal, who seems to be unbeatable. We saw it again today because if Tuchel can be hit the post because Neuer touched it, he pushed Depay outside on his first chance. So I feel that Bayern Munich is the favorite. I think that they're going to do the job. I think the more open the game is going to be, the easier it's going to be for them. But we're going to go for a hell of a game because Paris Saint-Germain is going to be there. They're going to give their best. And Neymar will have to prove that the Paris Saint-Germain paid him a lot to win it. So he's going to give everything. Mbappe, of course, going to be there. Verratti is going to be in the middle and going to serve Mbappe and the others very well. So I'm looking forward to seeing that game because it's going to be something fantastic. I really hope.
Well, that's the point, isn't it? This really could be a final for the ages, and anyone who's got any interest in this sport should really watch this game because it should deliver everything you want as a neutral.
Yeah, I assume so, Dan. But here's the thing: we have to be careful.
No,
because every time that
I don't want to be careful.
No.
Listen,
listen. You're getting excited. I understand. I'm excited myself. Yes, I want to see a great final. But every time that we get into this, it's going to be a final for the ages. You know what ends up happening? Not a final for the ages. So if I'm looking at this, one of the matchups that I really look forward to, I'm saying, okay, we always see Alphonso Davies going in the attack on the left-hand side and the pace with which he attacks. So sometimes Perisic will tuck inside, opens up that space for Alphonso Davies. Alphonso Davies, times that run very well, and in transition, he just gets past the defender like he wasn't even there. Okay, so if Alphonso Davies is doing that, and then Mbappe is getting behind in the space that Alphonso Davies just left, where is the pace for recovery for Bayern Munich? And so if indeed it becomes a duel of pace between Mbappe and Alphonso Davies, now we're talking. Now we're cooking. Because now it's not just Alphonso Davies in a mismatch or Mbappe in a mismatch. It's true speed, against true speed, and who's going to defend whom, who's going to take the opportunity to attack the other, and who's going to be the player that is truly going to make the difference for their team. I assume that Mbappe is going to attract the attention of Alphonso Davies at times, but if Davies is willing to attack, he's going to force Mbappe back as well, which will give an advantage to Bayern Munich. The outside play and the speed with which is played on the outside may just determine the success of this game.
Dan.
Ali and Dan, I'm thinking it's going to be a chess game
here. Sorry, Frank.
Sorry.
Just to go back to your point on Verratti, team selection is key here. I would imagine Bayern Munich will remain unchanged, apart from the potential for Jerome Boateng. Don't really know what his injury is, how bad it is. But the key thing here for PSG is, and Frank mentioned Verratti, is the fitness. That's a big call. We saw him come on at the end of the Leipzig game, but only for a few minutes. And that midfield operated pretty well. Very hard-working midfield with Paredes, Marquinhos, and Herrera. It's not the most productive, but then again, does it need to be with that front three? And so I think that, clearly Verratti is the better player of those three in terms of the midfield. So if he comes in, it's probably for Herrera, and Paredes remains in there. But it's a big call from Thomas Tuchel if a player's not quite fit. The other side of the coin is, and we can talk about Mbappe, Neymar and Di Maria going forward, and that is super important. But equally, if PSG are going to stand a chance in this game, you could say what those three do defensively is going to be equally as important, because we saw Barcelona try to leave two up top in Messi and Suarez and got absolutely flanked and flooded in the midfield by Bayern Munich. Now, if those guys, particularly two of the three wider guys, don't work their backsides off to get back in and help out that midfield, then PSG are not going to stand a chance, because we know how Bayern are so good at moving the little chess pieces around, and they'll outnumber you. So it is a game of chess. It is going to be a game of bluff. Do I leave up there and cheat a little bit, hoping we win the ball back, and then I hit it over the top, as Ali said, for Mbappe? Or where's the balance in terms of working back? Because you're going to have to do your defensive duties as well against this Bayern side, or you're not going to win the game. If PSG get that balance right, they've got a chance. If they don't, Bayern Munich, I think, will overpower them.
Last word on this, Frank, to you.
Well, according to what Craig just said, I think we can say that Paris is going to lose, though, because neither Mbappe, Neymar, or Di Maria is going to defend. They don't want to defend. They don't know
Frank,
how
but
to
they're
defend.
going to have to defend, Frank. This is a Champions League final. You can't leave three up top against this Bayern team. It just won't work.
I agree with you. And I was hoping that for years with Neymar, Mbappe and Di Maria, but I never seen that. It's why Tuchel put Marquinhos in the midfield, and it's why sometimes he played like with Verratti, Gay and Marquinhos, because he wants to reinforce his midfield zone, because he knows that the three won't defend. So I just want to say that it's going to be a chess game. The team who's going to change his tactic and the way he plays, I think is going to lose. Because, I was listening what on Ali comment saying that was going to happen with Alphonso Davies and Mbappe. I think Davies is going to go forward, and I think Mbappe is not going to follow him, and I think Mbappe is going to try to get in counter-attack and will have an open space because Davies will be forward. But I think if Davies goes back, stays at the back and doesn't go forward, they're going to lose one tool, one skill, and maybe not win the game. So the stronger in his head is going to win that game.
It's going to be a great match, isn't it? We've got plenty of time to look ahead to it. Thank you very much, gents. Just a reminder, extra time available over on YouTube. Ali and Gab answering your tweets. Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.